The world has become a pretty celebrity-obsessed place with people spending hours and hours on their phone combing social media for the latest bit of celebrity gossip. It's your turn, Ben.
Sorry, I was just Googling myself. Take Harry here. As his confidence has grown, he's had to win over some pretty fiery lionesses, and there has been no end of drama.
Oh, Harry, you're a celebrity. You're a proper
Well, here's a
celebrity.
picture of me.
Quiet. Will you stop doing that and just concentrate? Yes, so even here at the park, as we say, we've got celebrities and egos, and it's causing the keepers no end of problems, as we will find out today.
There's another. Look at that.
Yeah, you look terrible in that one.
Coming up.
Now.
Yuki, the tiger cub, suffers a life-threatening injury.
She had this big flap of skin hanging down.
Look at that, there's vessels and stuff. Yeah.
You can splosh a bit of water over the top of her.
It's time to wake up the park's tortoises.
So I can see the bottom of her shell.
Okay. Kim, I would say, is like my tortoise guru.
And Jean has a spa date with a rhino.
Aww, I see you've made them so relaxed. Look. In a park filled with some of the world's most dangerous animals, you'd think it would be the big guys with the claws and teeth that would cause all the trouble. But you'd be wrong.
Meet Rio, the teenage tearaway cockatoo who keeps ruffling everyone's feathers, including head of animal adventure Graham.
Rio is the bane of my life in Animal Adventure. He is an absolute little horror. If there's mischief to be had, Rio is involved.
My relationship with Rio first soured when I tried to give him a bird shower.
Rio, you're not sure about that? Rio didn't want a shower, so I'll have to have one.
And birdie banter only worked with bribery.
So first of all, I'm going to try my strawberry. Just teasing you, Rio. Don't look at his eyes. He's like, I hate you. OK, try that. What do you think?
But could some female attention end his teenage rebellion?
Now, I think it's fair to say that Rio the cockatoo and I have had a love-hate relationship over the years, but rumours abound that love may be in the air. I've come to find out more. John?
Yes,
is Rio
Ben?
coming anywhere near me, or is he refusing to budge again?
I'm hoping he'll come over and say hello. Maybe it's the fact that he recognised you and saw you, that he's
Well,
not cooperating.
It's noted that his back is to me. Rio, mate, come and say hello. Are you going to come and say hello? Ah, here we go. No, I don't think he even wants to. He has spotted me. He has smelt fear. Now, this is obviously where he would normally meet visitors to the park.
It's obviously a really intelligent animal, perfectly demonstrating now natural show-offs, so they enjoy having a crowd and lots of people to show off to and impress.
But tell me about love. There are rumours.
Yes, so Moluccan cockatoos are quite an endangered species, so he's in his prime at the moment. He's ready to meet some ladies.
Rio was supposed to join an aviary with 2 male and 3 female cockatoos.
So basically, Rio was going to go on Cockatoo Love Island.
It was hoped 3 pairs would form and start their own families. But as one female dropped out, Rio didn't get his chance to impress the ladies.
He was dropped, he was booted out of the villa.
Really?
And whether that's why he's sulking a little bit today, I don't think he's quite recovered from it.
I think I would be sulking as well. But, oh, Rio. Oh, hello. Are you going to come and actually say hello? Are we going to be... Was this down to maybe not having the best behaviour?
I'm not sure if the other female cockatoo maybe got a bit of wind of Rio's attitude, and if that's a connection to why she dropped out. Because, yeah, he's a very unique bird. He's certainly a unique character, and I think we all know a bit of a love-hate relationship with lots of people.
I really want to make friends. Will you come onto my stick? Not eat it. Oh, he actually pushed it away.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to leave it for another year.
Or I could try another strategy.
Rio, mate. I'm actually a parrot. Rio, we can be friends. Come on, Rio. I think this might be the closest we've ever got. Shh. Don't tell him I'm not a parrot.
Pretty as you are, Ben, I don't think you're Rio's type. He does, however, have one ardent admirer we'll meet a little later. But will feathers ruffle for the wrong reason? I've been lucky enough to experience some extraordinary, unforgettable moments here with the animals at the park. But there was one thing that I had to wait 20 years for. But last year, it happened. The birth of not one, but 2 Amur tiger cubs. Now, this was fantastic news, not just for the park, but for the conservation of these amazing animals. And Ben and I got to meet those cubs when they were just a few days old. Oh, so tiny. Look, look, look. Oh, look at her face.
She's so gentle with that paw, look at it.
I know. This boisterous brother and sister have been keeping everyone on their toes and are a favourite with the keepers and visitors alike. Oh, oh my gosh! But after our cameras left at the end of last year, little did they know one of the tiger cubs' lives would soon hang in the balance. While we were away, Ian Turner was on hand to film the dramatic tale as it unfolded.
Well, we've got a situation with the tigers. We think that the little female has got a cut under her chin. We can't be 100% sure exactly what that is.
At the end of what seemed like an ordinary day in tiger territory, there was a shock in store when Yuki came in for the night. It was a sight that keeper Amy will never forget.
She came in one evening, just as normal, and then suddenly realised she had this big flap of skin hanging down just underneath her chin, basically.
The cut might have been caused by some unruly behaviour by the cubs at dinner time. Behaviour I witnessed when we were giving the tigers a snack around Christmas. Now. Oh, now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Real disciplinarian.
Yeah, she comes in between them and she makes sure that
they behave themselves.
Yeah.
We think that Mum's been fighting over food and she's just whacked the baby away and it's caught it right on the chin there. So we're going to have a quick look now and see what we can do.
An injury to any animal is terrible news. And as Yuki is a potential breeding female when she grows up, this wound is deeply worrying. Ian doesn't hesitate to call in Duncan the vet. With the cub in an observation cage, Duncan tries to establish how severe the gash is, but it isn't easy.
She's quite heavily, densely furred in winter. Couldn't really tell exactly how bad the cut was, so we had to anaesthise her and investigate, really.
It's worse than they first feared.
Oh, wow. Look at that, there's vessels and stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite an extensive wound, a big flap of skin, right next to, adjacent to some real vital structures such as, well, the windpipe, the jugular, the carotid artery. Any of these structures have been damaged, it would have been pretty serious and potentially life-threatening.
So he's going to have to do internal stitches.
Sort of subcutaneous sutures like this here.
Plus external stitches to try and hold it together. If this was on your domestic dog, you'd put a satellite dish on it, round its head. But obviously, with a tiger, we can't do that because it won't last 2 seconds.
I'm happy. Do you want to do anything else?
Yuki's injury is concerning enough, but Ian has a more serious worry. Tigers often react badly to being under sedation. Yuki is weighed, taken back to her pen and given an injection to reverse the sedative.
So that's 10:58.
Everyone waits anxiously for her to come round.
That is the worst time for all animals. I hate that time. It's that coming round. The sedation's usually all right. It's the coming round bit, which is the fingernail biting job, because even though you've done the operation, you're not out of the woods then. It's that reviving, coming back to life.
After a tense wait, Yuki recovered well from the anaesthetic. But will the stitches hold up in the rough and tumble of being a tiger teen?
At the park, keepers are always trying to think of new ways to entertain and enrich the lives of their animals, no matter how small or large.
I've come down to the Rhino house because Laura's got a wee treat for 3 lovely ladies. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Jean.
What are we doing here?
Today we're going to give the rhinos some burnt logs.
Burnt logs, OK. Let's go. Now, how do you come up with these ideas? Charcoal for rhinos?
They have quite poor eyesight, but a very good sense of smell, so we thought charcoal would be perfect for them to smell the different scents and see how they react.
Right, OK, so this will be something for them, if I know the rhinos, to get their faces stuck into, and I can see them getting quite messy with this, am I right?
It's very messy. I think as soon as they come out, they're going to be straight on the charcoal.
Well, there's nothing I love more than seeing the rhinos having a bit of fun, so we'll get some more out and then let them out to play, yeah?
Lovely, sounds good.
Right, we're going to do some different areas. Do you want them kind of moving around? Or?
I think one big pile.
Oh, one big pile, OK.
That's what they do.
White rhinos are the world's second biggest land mammal, after the elephant, and the park has 4 of them.
Right, done. Should we let them out?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Right, we ready, Laura?
Ready when you are.
Out you come.
But it's just the 3 females having a girly first with these charcoal logs.
Girl. Oh, this is good. They're all crowded round.
That's it, yep, they're all there. Munching on the logs already.
I wasn't expecting to see them eating it.
Yes. Ingesting it can actually have some benefits. So charcoal they'll select to settle their stomach, and animals will use it to clear out any toxins in their body they might have as well.
Smart rhinos.
Smart rhinos, yeah.
And what's going on inside their mouth? I don't think I've ever seen rhino teeth. Are there teeth in there?
They do have teeth, yeah. They're right at the back because they're grazers. They don't have any front teeth, so they'll grind up the grass. You can hear them munching as well, can't you? They are very noisy eaters.
Oh, look at their little black faces. It's so cute.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? Yeah, the black will stay on them for days.
Oh, I see you've made them so relaxed. Look. This is turning into a full-on spa.
It has, yeah.
Enjoy yourselves. It's lovely.
Down in Animal Adventure, it was keeper Becky who had the closest relationship with Rio, the teenage tearaway cockatoo.
We like being quite close to people's faces. We like being up on shoulders, don't we? He's already started. Brilliant. We've been out 2 minutes and we've already tipped over our water bowl. When he's misbehaved and you try and tell him off, he goes all soppy.
But that was last year, before Rio was rejected from an aviary where he could have found a mate for life.
I'm gutted for him because I told him about it. He was really excited. I told him he could get a girlfriend, and if he paired up properly, she could come and live here with us. She could have a family with us. I'd be happy. And that's just completely gone down the drain. No love retreat, no exciting adventure, no holiday. Instead, I love him, but he's stuck here with me still, which I feel really bad for him because, he just wants a girlfriend.
Rio's pent-up frustration is now boiling over into some seriously bad bird behaviour.
Unfortunately, in the last year, as he has reached sexual maturity properly, he has become 10 times worse than he's ever been. He is destroying all the other birds' things. So you can see, obviously, he's ripping and he's chewing. He'll do that with everything. Anything he can get his beak on and his feet on, he rips and chews. This is what happens if you leave him unattended. I came back, he'd scaled the building, and as you can see, he's taken massive, massive chunks out of the side of our bird room. And I guarantee if left to his own devices, he'd do the whole thing.
It's become a prickly situation for Rio's neighbours.
Poor Parsnip, the tree porcupine, who lives opposite the parrots, is disturbed throughout the day because he just screams and shouts all day. The armadillos as well. All the nocturnal creatures that are trying to nap during the day, no hope when Rio's around. It's got to the point where his destructive, aggressive behaviour is becoming a real problem for him, the other birds, and myself as his keeper.
But could the love of a good parrot save Rio from his jailbird ways?
Being a teenage cockatoo, he will constantly be looking for a mate. They are monogamous, so he's looking for someone, another parrot he can spend the rest of his life with.
And there's one little South American beauty who's taken a shine to bad bird Rio. Say hello to Mrs. Slater.
We've been joined by Rio's biggest fan, Mrs. Slater, the orange-winged Amazon. She tends to just decide to come out when she wants, but she's clearly heard Rio's out here, and she's absolutely desperate to come and see him. Wherever I put her, she will move to be near him. The problem we have is he is not always very tolerant of her. He's much bigger than she is. So if he gets fed up with her and he wants to tell her off or he gets cross with her, he can do a lot of damage. He's actually a massive tease because he put his head down in front of her, which if a parrot kind of puts their head down in front of you, it normally means they want either a little scratch or a cuddle. So he put his head down to her and she went to groom him, and then he just kind of literally rejected her and climbed away. Not you, I can't deal with you as well.
As a parrot, Mrs. Slater can't actually breed with a cockatoo.
So she's just his little shadow.
But she isn't ready to give up on love just yet. Question is, will Rio be a lover or a fighter?
Ah.
Time to rein in this bad boy's bad ways.
That was not nice, was it? That was very rude of you. Go on. Right, come on. 1, 2, 3. Stop. All right, I've got him. But probably not for long.
For a bird that wants a special someone, Rio could find himself left out in the cold.
He's a nuisance to animals and keepers alike. I'm going to be honest, he's losing a lot of friends this year. He used to be a real favourite for lots of keepers. And no one likes him anymore. No one wants to hang out with him because he used to be a babe. Now he's horrible, basically. So I do feel bad because it's not just my life that he is making difficult. He does really cause a problem to a lot of the other creatures here.
When we last caught up with Yuki the tiger cub, she'd just had surgery on a life-threatening gash to her neck that had narrowly missed her blood vessels. She recovered well, but less than 24 hours after the operation, the injury opened up again. This was the worst possible news.
We've just got majorly excited about 2 tiger cubs. We don't want to lose one. It'll be totally heartbreaking to lose any of the tigers, but to lose a new female growing up, last thing you need is to lose her.
The only option is for Yuki to have another operation, and that means another sedation.
The anaesthetics with tigers doesn't go well. I've experienced that probably pretty much every anaesthetic that I've ever experienced with the tigers. There's always been some sort of complication.
Amy knows how dangerous a tiger sedation can be. Back in 2017, during mandatory testing for bovine TB, she watched helplessly as tigress Svetli tragically slipped away.
After testing, they put her in her pen for the anaesthetic to wear off, but Svetli started convulsing.
Just seeing them fit, it's really not nice to see.
Minutes later, despite the keeper's best efforts, the unthinkable happened.
It's like losing a member of your family, losing a tiger.
The situation with Yuki is weighing heavily on Amy's mind.
So obviously, knowing that the first time went well, and then literally finding out the next day that it's reopened and you're going to have to put her under sedation again, it's like, were we lucky that first time round, or is something going to go terribly wrong this second time?
Yuki has to go under the knife for the second time in 2 days. This time, it's vet Chris leading the surgery.
It's not ideal to have 2 sedations in close proximity. You've always got to weigh that up, and there is an element of pressure. You know, they're precious to everybody, precious to the park. But I think really your job is to be a bit more objective about it and make sure your dosages are right, assess the risks, mitigate as many as you can. There's tons going on.
Ian was also there to capture the second operation.
Well, Chris has just had a look now, and he's just checking out the wound, and he's decided that we won't be able to stitch it back up.
Yeah, it's just. I think it's just not gonna stick. So we won't go excavating too far, but we'll take the worst of it off.
Some of the tissue in Yuki's wound is dying. If not removed, she could get a life-threatening infection. Her importance to the park and to her species is something Head of Safari John can't stress enough.
Ultimately, we're working towards conservation of these animals, and especially with the Amur tigers. Every time we do a procedure like this, we run the risk of losing an incredibly important animal, a female in this case, in fact, a potentially breeding female down the line. So to actually lose one of those animals is a massive step back in terms of what we're trying to achieve.
With the dead skin removed, vet Chris quickly cleans and repairs the wound.
Quite thick skin, so he's having trouble getting the needle through.
As the operation comes to an end, all they can do is hope that Yuki is strong enough to pull through.
The major worrying time is when you've done your job, gone back into a pen, given the revive on, shut the door, and then you're waiting for them to come round. And obviously, if they come round, you can relax. It's when they don't come round, and that 2 minutes while you've been waiting seems like half an hour, and the tension's building up, and there's no movement.
For the tiger team, it's yet another agonizing wait.
It's nearly bedtime for the Bongo, but before they come in, Ryan's asked me to help out with a little housekeeping. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Jean.
I am here to help.
Thank you very much.
What do you want me to do?
Right, I'm going to hang this, Jean, so if you could take that bag of lucerne and just stuff it into that ball for me.
Right,
Doesn't have to
okay.
look pretty, just try and get as
Stuff
much in
it
there
in
as
there.
you can, please. Yeah.
Right, so lucerne? This looks like hay to me.
Yeah, lucerne is a different type of fodder. Hay, obviously, is a grass-based fodder. You have to excuse the wildebeest, by the way. So lucerne, it's a legume. The way it breaks down in the stomach is completely different to hay. Basically, hay for a ruminant can sometimes mat up and sit in the stomach, and then makes it more difficult for the stomach to absorb all the nutrients out of it. Whereas the lucerne, it breaks up nicely in the stomach and really allows the animal to absorb all of the nutrients. And there is more sort of protein and energy for an animal that's a browser. And of course, our Bongo, they live in the wild in more of a forest-type environment, so therefore they're browsing a lot more than they're grazing, because there's not much really grass-wise on the forest floor.
Right.
So it's certainly better for them.
And I think the wildebeests across the way there might be getting jealous. They're making a lot of noise there, Ryan.
They might be, but of course our wildebeest are grazers. So as nice as that lucerne might smell, we don't need to give it to them. They're just absolutely fine on the hay.
And is this a routine that you do every night for the Bongo?
Yep, every night. It's a great opportunity for the team to be able to have a really close look at them. Of course, we can monitor exactly how much feed they're taking. It's a lot quicker to spot any potential issues if you've got your animals in a lovely routine of coming in every night. I can see that they're loitering over at the gate, so I think if we go over and have a look now, there's a good chance that we'll get them in.
Yeah, let's do that. They're not going to get much sleep with those wildebeest.
No.
You eagerly standing by to come in.
Well, they're very well behaved. That must be because you're here, Jean. Hello, boys.
Right, I'll tuck myself in this corner.
Yes, please.
Help you open the gate. Who have we got here?
This is Hero coming through first. Good lad. And then once he's passed, we'll just push this round, Jean. Good
You
boy.
just let them in one at a time, do you?
Yeah.
Right.
And if you could just hold that there for me, he won't put any pressure on it.
And this is Elf.
Yeah, that's right, Jean. Well done. Come on, Elf.
In you come. That's it.
Good boy.
There you go, Elf.
Good lad. Thanks, Jean. Good boy. OK, Jean, one last job to do. Put them to bed. If you could take that bucket for me, please, and just put it in Elf's feeder.
Central African bongos are one of the largest forest antelopes, so these bongo boys need a lot to eat.
Night. One down.
Yes. 2 down.
Oh, he's tucking into that.
He's loving it, yeah. Yeah.
Tell you what, Ryan, that is easier than putting my 9-year-old to bed.
It went really well today.
Night, boys.
Night, boys.
Job done.
As we all now know, Rio the teenage cockatoo has become a bit of a juvenile delinquent since he missed out on meeting a potential girlfriend.
The only problem I have now is I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to get him down.
Perhaps a one-on-one might change this rebellious bird's attitude.
OK, Rio, I know that it's been tough, so I thought we'd share some strawberries. Here you go. Do you want one? Listen, you just have to sometimes... just be kind. Rio. And this is why you're not finding love, mate. Ah, looks like it's strawberries for one.
Well, if I can't get through to him, maybe someone else can.
Kate, have you heard about Rio? Not the city, the grumpy cockatoo.
Yes, I have heard that you and he have not been getting along. Should we put it that way?
We're struggling to bond. I have tried everything, so I am passing you the metaphorical baton.
I am armed and ready for action. Do you think I might be able to charm him?
Good luck.
I won't need luck. Stay tuned to watch me show Ben how it's done. A number of animals here at Longleat are hibernators. And as the park emerges into spring, they begin to wake up.
All right, so we'll pop her in.
But some need a gentle alarm call.
You can splosh a bit of water over the top of her.
And today, Kim, who recently celebrated 15 years at the park, is the perfect person to show fellow keeper Chloe how to get sleepy Mediterranean tortoises moving.
So far with the tortoises, I've done a lot of their summer care, whereas this is much more in-depth, it's much more sort of technical, there's many more things to look for. Hopefully I get to pick Kim's brains.
She's being a bit stubborn. She's like, I'm not going to stick my face in there. They went into hibernation back in November. Out in the wild, obviously, the weather would indicate to them when it was time to do that. They would come out of their little hidey holes. Obviously, here we can control it a little bit better. Now, the process of waking them up is to do it quite slowly over a 2-week period, making sure that their bodies warm up sort of a little bit more naturally, and then pop them out in the garden for the summer.
A warm bath is the best way to bring body temperature up gradually, because as I discovered back in winter...
Shall I pass you a tortoise?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
These Mediterranean tortoises spend hibernation here, tucked up in the fridge.
So the best temperature to hibernate a tortoise is 5 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
So obviously our fridges are set at 5 degrees.
Yeah.
So you go sort of below 4 degrees.
Yeah.
You run the risk of the tortoise freezing.
Right.
And then above sort of 6, maybe 7 degrees,
yeah,
you risk the tortoise then waking up because they're too warm.
If the temperature's too low, tortoises can suffer frostbite and even blindness. And although weight loss is expected over winter, if it's too hot to hibernate, they can wake up, burn calories and become dangerously skinny.
You want to weigh her, make sure she's within the healthy range.
So Chloe needs to learn exactly how to check them over thoroughly.
How much weight can you expect each one to kind of lose?
A healthy weight range to lose is a couple of grams a month. So if it goes above 10 grams in a month, you'd be checking the box, making sure they're not moving around too much, so scratches on the side of the box, things like that.
But for Kim and Chloe, there's more than the tortoise waistline to worry about.
If I lift her up a little bit, so I can see the bottom of her shell.
Okay. Kim, I would say, is like my tortoise guru.
She's got some bits that are slightly pink.
Yeah.
All right? So as soon as she starts moving around a lot, that blood should start dispersing back around the body again.
Every single day, you do learn something new.
So we're just going to give her joints a little bit of a squidge to make sure there's no swelling or any abnormal feelings around those joints there.
She's amazing, and I can't think of anyone better to train me.
The same as with most reptiles, that their eyes get quite sunken when they're dehydrated.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for, make sure her eyes still look nice and clear. She's got a little bit of gunky on this one, so we'll just take that off for her. There you go, it's just like a bit of sleep, like we get in our eyes. Last thing is the bit that I hate doing, because I get my fingers bitten, is the checking inside of the mouth.
Okay.
All right?
Mouth rot, caused by stray pieces of food left in the mouth over winter, is common in tortoises.
So fingers either side of her head, and then we're going to use our finger to open up the mouth there.
And any signs of it today will mean a trip to the vet.
What you're looking for inside her mouth, anything that looks like the consistency of cottage cheese. Yeah, no, gross. So you don't want to find that.
Okay.
And also you're looking at the colour. So a nice pale pink colour is fine. Anything too red, you need to keep an eye on. Anything too white, you need to keep an eye on.
Okay.
And we can see on there, nice and clear.
Thankfully, this old girl's fighting fit and ready for a busy summer. But has Chloe cracked the tortoise wake-up drill?
I feel like my brain has been filled with knowledge. So I feel quite confident that this time next year, should I obviously be doing this again, I would be able to do it by myself.
So only 16 more to go.
It might sound a lot, but as we know, slow and steady wins the race.
There is never a dull moment in the Tiger House, but I am delighted to be able to tell you that Yuki not only pulled through, she is here and looking very beautiful indeed. Hello, little one. Caleb, sorry, she's always going to upstage you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they both are, to be fair.
Well, to have two quite major operations in almost as many days was horrible for you all.
Yeah, it was, but she pulled through and she's really fit and healthy now.
She's really fit and healthy. I mean, you can't even see. Can I have a look at you? No, says Rusty. You've got to look at me. Rusty, you are incorrigible. You've always got to steal the show, haven't you? So has she got any sort of scarring, any kind of...
No, it's all grown back. She's been absolutely fine.
I mean, I do remember, you know, even 6 months ago, there was quite a lot of argy-bargy between them over food. Now.
So we're starting to teach them table manners now.
Right.
We've just trained them to either side of a post. So Rusty feeds on the right-hand side of a post to us as keepers, and then Yuki feeds on the left, and they've both learned to get into those positions and take chunks nicely so that we can do it wherever they are.
Yeah.
If we want to get them over, they both line up, and it works an absolute treat.
Well, is this something that you are prepared to share with me?
Yeah, sure.
And the public, and see if your training really has paid off?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident it'll pay off. Yeah. You can take Yuki, so if you take the left-hand side.
So I'm going to take this side of, and this is the post that we're
This
going
is the post,
for, is it? OK. But Rusty is right here now. Shall I grab this meat here?
If you grab that pot.
OK.
And ideally, we try and keep the paws down on the floor.
OK, you don't want them jumping up?
No, because Yuki will actually protect her food from her brother and actually paw against the bars, and she might jump up a little bit.
Right.
Because she's missed out on occasion, and obviously she got that injury, she's very defensive about food.
Right, now at the moment, Caleb, it's not looking great. She's on the wrong side.
No.
So...
Rusty, you going to come and get some food?
Come on, Yuki. Yuki.
Yuki, you got...
Yuki.
That's it, you've swapped over.
Good girl, good girl.
So if you come a bit closer to me, and then you can take Yuki that side.
Yuki, Yuki, Yuki. Here we are. Good girl.
There you go.
Good girl. Good girl. Stay with your paws on the floor.
Paws on the floor.
Good girl. Paws on the floor. Good girl.
So yeah, they pick it up quite easily, and
They do.
and they will jump each other to get to the food.
Good girl. So what will happen? Because I mean, now that they're eating independently and they're weaned, what happens next to these tiger cubs?
They'll slowly drift away from mum,
Right.
to be honest, and Rusty will probably slowly drift away a little bit faster than Yuki.
Yeah.
Generally, you find big cat males are 6 months ahead of their sisters. And Rusty's already starting to distance himself. He follows around the section and scent marks on his own, and he's starting to do things already ahead of his sister's pace.
Well, the fantastic thing is, you know, this hopefully is the start of a really successful breeding programme here.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a dynasty of tigers from Reddin and Yana, so hopefully. But these two are very special to us.
Look at you. You are beautiful, and my goodness, you know it. You're right. There's absolutely no sign of any scar under her chin, is there? You're perfect. Yes, you are. Please don't give Caleb and Amy any more trouble. Do you think that might be the last bit of drama, or is that hoping for way too much?
Yeah, I hope so, but it's tigers and they're big cats, so there probably will be more drama, but obviously we don't want any more drama.
We would like you just the way you are. For some time now, Ben has had, let's say, a slightly fractious relationship with a cockatoo called Rio. And Rio agrees. Now, I was here basically to try and get one up on Ben and say, you know, I'm better with the birds than you are. But it turns out that I'm not, because Rio has done a runner, Nick.
Yeah, he's gone straight up to the top of that. Back of the show.
Hiding behind there. Well, one thing you can say, Nick, is he's certainly not a bird short of personality.
Oh, no, he's got bucket loads of personality. That's the best thing about Rio, but it's not always what he does with it that we're actually happy with.
And this behaviour, I mean, is it basically because of his age?
Yeah, he's really sort of entering his maturity now again. He is a true teenager, really. And he's just really looking, for that mate and to start nest building and doing all the things he should be doing at that age.
The mate that he had possibly lined up.
You found someone better.
Found someone? How? Don't listen to him, Rio. There's no one... There's no one better. Here, look. Do you want lettuce? No, it doesn't want lettuce either. So, what do you reckon? I mean, you know Rio, you know his personality. What would make the perfect mate for a tricky bird like this one?
It's really someone who's just as energetic as him.
Yeah?
Someone who can match paces with him, really. Someone who's got just as big a personality, if not bigger, to really sort of put him through his paces, I think.
If he find a mate, I mean, are parrots birds that mate for life?
They will pair for life, yes.
Right.
They will pair up.
So it is really important that you get this right.
Yeah. Find the pair that works, and they'll stay together.
And they'll stick together. Will the hunt continue?
Oh, yes, we'll keep looking.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing?
I think he's destroying your building.
The stage, yeah.
Yeah. Rio, really, I can tell you from experience that is not the way to get the girls.
Well, if the parrot won't come to the girl, I'll have to go to him.
What's this? What's this? Look. Yummy. Well, if you want it, you're going to have to come down. Come on.
I know. I know, very super mean. Don't you make that horrid baby wailing at me. Come down here. Whoa, you're so cross, aren't you? Here you are, then.
Not a broccoli fan. What about a bit of cauliflower? He's talking, so it's not a complete cold shoulder.
Nick, I think you've lost your bird.
I think I've lost my bird. Hiya. He's just flirting. What he's doing.
Is he flirting with you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, that's not going to work. Rio? Well, Rio, I think, like Ben, I'm going to have to admit defeat. He's got us all beaten, don't you think, Nick?
He's definitely got the better of all of us, for sure.
In the 2 decades that Kate and I have worked together on Animal Park,
Look at them with their little Mohicans.
we've had the joy of meeting an incredible array of animals.
Aren't they magnificent?
Forging lifelong friendships with keepers and creatures.
He was a magnificent animal. Always makes me cry.
What wonderful memories we've made.
I love it up here, don't you?
Me too, even in the rain.
That's so beautiful, I know. It's all very atmospheric. It's not rain, it's just, you know, kind of light mist.
Liquid sunshine.
Now, it is almost the end of the show, but there's a bit of a mystery going on because we have actually been summoned up here, and these have been left for us.
Are we allowed to have a look?
I think we should.
Okay.
So, what have we...
Oh, look. How young we look.
Oh, my
Kate.
goodness! Do you think that's the first year we worked here?
It's certainly one of the early ones.
You
look
look like
at
a
you.
film star.
Look at you. Red hair. You went through a stage of red hair.
I went through a stage of red hair. I thought, I'm just going to be rebellious and go red. It really didn't work, did it? And the rat. You see, I'm the only girl who loves a rat.
Look, I've got a little picture of an armadillo.
Oh. Actually, you know what? We haven't changed that much, have we?
think
Or do you
so.
or do you think we're deluded? Christmas with Ian
Oh,
Turner.
look at that jumper.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to getting that Christmas jumper out again. Oh, look, I've got Rio on my shoulder.
And that terrible beard.
He does love me. Listen, we're going to be some time, so you're going to have to leave us to the reminiscing. Here's what's coming up on tomorrow's show. He does love me.
We travelled 10,000 miles across the globe to join the wildlife rescue mission after the devastating bushfires in Australia.
I get a bum deal mucking out Anne the elephant's bedroom.
Now, I'm going to do something here, which I know people find disgusting.
And can I motivate one lazy lizard to get fit?
You can do it.